So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'm pretty sure you know who's on the screen. Maybe somebody that's new, because we have a lot of new people that have came since Mark and Dr. LaTasha has been on the show from the real South Africa. They're going to, talk to us today about, once again, they have decided gracefully, and we appreciate them, for doing this, right? Because I'll be honest with you. I was kind of shocked that they want to do this again. I'm gonna be honest with you, because look, Mark, I'm honest, right? So because some of y'all that go on some of these trips, y'all get on my nerves. I ain't gonna lie with you. So but hey, they want to do it again. And I'm just saying this up front. If people want to go on these trips, please be happy, cordial, and just want to enjoy yourself, please. Yeah. But before, I just want to put that out there, because y'all, some people, they just don't even get me started. But how y'all doing?
We are great.
We're good. We're good. We're good. We're so chilling in sunny South Africa, even though it's evening here. We're good.
We're good. How are
you?
Awesome.
Well, last time I seen y'all was back in March.
Yeah. You was here with your family.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I entrusted them with my whole family. See, it's one thing to, of course, entrusting them with the subscribers is definitely important to me, but I had my grandson, my little girl, my daughters, my wife. I entrusted them and said, look, could y'all put something together for me? So this is their first time to South Africa, all of them. They never been. And they did, such a great job at doing that. That's why I say, look, if they call, I'm definitely going to respond. That's for sure. Especially the Lion Park. The Lion Park was cool.
Lion Park is nice. It's probably one of our highlights. And we can talk about the itinerary a little bit more later, but I wanted to include the Lion Park for you specifically because you were bringing your grandson, and just the whole interaction, what you get to see at the park. It's not like a regular zoo at all. And it's a step, it's kind of like being on another mini safari. So That's why we did that for you.
Yeah, because I done safaris before again, but the Lion Park was cool. That was real cool. So they all enjoyed that. They still talk about that, the Lion Park, and we did the ATVs. They out there they really they enjoyed the ATVs. So my kids had a great time. So if you get y'all want to take your kids on this trip, please take them, because my kids loved it. My daughters actually was trying to see if they can find apartments and stay out there. I mean, they was really impressed. They were.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think South Africa's tourism mechanism is strong. Part of their GDP is tourism. So they really want to put on a show, for the people that come. So all we got to do is just basically, partner with everyone, put everything together so we can offer those types of things to you and all the other thousands or so people that has came through us since we first started.
Yeah, and just for for the new people, like I said, we've had a lot of new people come on since the last time that we have done like an actual tour. Just introduce yourself to them, because like I said, they probably just getting to know you.
Okay. Well, we're Mark and LaTasha Blanton. We're from the U.S. but now we live in Johannesburg, South Africa. Been here for about 5 years, going on 6. And of course, before that, we did a lot of traveling back and forth, like a lot of people are doing now, discovering, South Africa. We lived in the DC metro area prior to. We have an extensive background ourselves professionally. Dr. Blanton here is a physio or a physical therapist. We had our company together. Before that, I was U.S. Secret Service many years, for like 10 years, and so forth. So that's basically who we are. Do you have anything to add, Tasha?
No, that's who we were. I mean, we ran businesses in the U.S. before. We ran our physical therapy company, and those businesses for about 10 years total. And then obviously we decided to sell those practices and make our way to South Africa. And we've been here, like he said, now going on 6 years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And I've told people this, I think you heard me say this in videos, that I think that if you're coming from the diaspora and you just need to start getting acclimated to the continent, I've always say Johannesburg is a good place to start. Because some people don't do well with culture shock because, you know, we so acclimated to the Western world. And then if you take us from the Western world and put us smack dab into an African culture who don't have some elements of that, it can be culture shock for some people.
Correct. I can tell you this. We just had a couple that just came in. They're actually leaving tomorrow, but from Dallas, and of course throughout the entire country, and of course other parts of the diaspora as well. They come through us and they get acclimated, to South Africa. And she said to herself, you know what? I feel so comfortable being here. First she was like, I thought my Texas accent was going to get in the way, but it didn't. And so she's like, this place is amazing. You guys put on a really good show for us. You made sure everything went very well. And but culturally, they were, lockstep, happy to be here. Didn't feel what's the word, unsafe or had any problems. So they really thanked us profusely for exposing them to South Africa properly. And so now they're ready to go back home and start talking to people at home, start having conversations about saying, hey, let's go do some tourism here in South Africa.
Yeah, and last time I went, and I'm pretty sure you remember when I called y'all when I got to that Marriott, it was just a miscommunication. That's all it was, miscommunication about that room. And he said, yeah, put my guy on the phone. And he put him on the phone and boy, he said, I'm gonna get y'all in these rooms. Don't worry about it. So he was on that computer doing his thing. And he said, man, look, I'm bumping them. I'm putting y'all in these. I'm like, boy, my man. I said, boy, I was so excited about that. See, I said, man, that's why I love South Africa, man. I said, I feel like white people, because they get all those kind of perks in America. We don't get nothing, right? So unless you're some freaking celebrity, but and then even then you may not get it, right? So I'm like, my man. So I had to pass him a little love offering because that was beautiful what he did. He took care of us. I like that sort of thing. And one thing I like about y'all built a lot of solid relationships, and I can kind of see that with y'all maybe versus others who have not did the work to build relationships and got your name on the streets. Because you kind of mention your name out there and people are like, oh yeah, I know who they are. So I know y'all took the time to kind of sit down, break bread, shake hands, just be respectful with people. So I just seen with my own two eyes that y'all got a good name on the street, and that's always a good thing.
Absolutely. And then of course we like to pass that on to our people who come, so when they do get here, they know they're with the real South Africa. And everything works out for them. There are people that come here like, I just want to get my hair done. And then somebody says, okay, let me call somebody. Somebody shows up and they get their braids done or whatever they want to do. And they're like, wow, the price was awesome and so forth. So, we do a lot of relationship building. It really helps because we live here and we can always meet with people. We can always invite people to our home where we are now to just, have these conversations. So when our people do come, it's very easy for them, and people are looking out for our guests, particularly, kind of like yourself when you were just talking about having a problem at the front desk. Am I right, Tasha?
No, I mean, it's one of the perks, I believe, of being able to leverage the relationships that we've built for our clients.
Yeah.
We understand that because we built those relationships, that if they know that you're with us, not that they wouldn't go above and beyond in general, but because it's us, they do more than go above and beyond. And that makes a difference when you're in a new country, whether it's westernized or not. At least for a fact that while you're here, you have no worries and that you're going to be taken care of.
Yeah, and I have a question. Did they reopen our apartheid museum?
Yes.
It is back. Yeah. Better than ever.
And just maybe I was asking this, what is would that be part of the tour?
It is on
yes.
there.
Yep.
Oh, good. Because I didn't even get to go to the apartheid museum because it was closed the first time I went. So I definitely got to get to the apartheid museum. Okay. Yeah, I got to see it. And I think that'd be important definitely for everybody to see that and just see the similarities of what they dealt with. But even just going to the Hector Peterson Museum and seeing some of those things, right? You know, it was just crazy. You know, it's like so similar, and seeing children go out there and fight, you know, and like against grown people who, you know, who were just being evil. You know what I'm saying? I can't describe it no more than that. You know, on top of that, because maybe some people have never, you know, like I said, they never, you know, kind of seen, you know, how y'all do tours. I'm just let y'all know up front they do it with a lot of excellence. It's nice things, and I seen the price that y'all have on this tour, and based on the amount of days, it's very fair in my opinion. It's not like, oh my God, it's too expensive.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for what you're getting, you know, a lot of people, you know, I know there are other people, you know, doing their tours and whatnot, and they may not offer all the stuff that we offer. So they might think that our tours are no different than their tours, but we offer a lot of, you know, as far as in the way of service, you know, what you get. We, you know, everything is up what we call it up market here in South Africa, but everything is upscale, you know, up in the 5-star level. Everything is proper, as I get kidded because I say that a lot, because everything has to be proper, because you guys are coming too far, you know, to get shortchanged on anything. So we make sure the food that people eat is great food, you know, places that you would want to eat, you know, stuff like that. We really do take a lot of time and a lot of effort. And then of course, you know, it's not including all the little meetings we have with people to make sure that everything is in order and so forth. So it's well thought out. Is by the time most people come, I know the last tour we did, people were extremely happy. They reached back to us and said, thank you for that type of trip. We've had people on that has been here before with other groups or by themselves, but then they decide to come with the Real South Africa, and they're like, wow, I didn't know this existed. This is nice. Thank you.
I think the other thing, I'm just going to add to what he's talking about, Phil, because we use, as he says, proper guides, proper transportation, it's not a situation where you have to wonder about anything. When we say everything's taken care of for you, we really do mean that. There may be a couple of meals you may have to pay for, but your variety of options to choose from as far as like eating is concerned, you're going to be happy with that. So just having things in place for you, like drivers at a certain time, knowing where you're going, knowing what time you're going to be picked up, all those things actually make it easy for you to actually enjoy the country, relax, take the culture in, enjoy the people. And that's why we do things the way that we do things. So yes, I appreciate you saying that the price is fair, because the intangibles are the things that are going to add value that you won't actually know until you actually get here and experience it for yourself.
Yeah, there's a lot of work goes into putting those tours together, and just trying to, you know, just even that's why I was like, hey, look, y'all put something together for me? I don't have time. You know, it's so much easier to do it like that. And then, like, so you talk about the food. Look, real talk. We all gained weight on that trip. All of us.
No way.
All of us. That food is so good over there, y'all. I'm telling you, because even the fruits are better. Like, you know, even if you buy so-called organic fruits in America, it is not the same versus eating a banana over here versus a banana over there, or apple over there versus an apple here. It's totally different. Like, just a fruit by itself, you can eat that and you don't even need a dessert. You know what I'm saying? Just from my experience. But yeah, we went, Mark, and we was eating too much. And we come back all and gain 10 pounds. That's why I was like, oh Lord, no. And that's when I got hardcore with my dad and had to drop 40 pounds after that trip. But shoot, you know, it's like, yeah, that food was good. That food was real good. Y'all got nice gyms over there, because they had a gym right by the hotel. Unfortunately, I was about to go in there, but you know, we had to go. But yeah, they have nice gyms over there. In case some of y'all say, I want to keep up my workouts while I'm there. You know, y'all have so many different things. Or you want to run outside, or well, sometimes my wife was just running outside up the hills, you know, right out there by the hotel. So, you know, you just have all those, you know, amenities. They don't put you in a bad place or situation, because, you know, I don't do that either, especially with my family. Oh, no.
Of course. But you're right. We don't put people in bad place. We put people where I would want to be, you know, where I would bring my family, somewhere nice, you know, somewhere where you could just, you know, walk out and enjoy the amenities in the area. You're going to be around other South Africans. A lot of people ultimately meet South Africans, because as soon as, you start talking, they're going to say, oh, were you from America? And they're excited to meet you. They always probably wanted to meet an American. They see them on TV all the time, and they never see them in real life. So they, obviously they want to, they all have their American, dream of going to America. But if you come here and they meet you, they're going to want to speak to you. And then that's when you get another chance, that things that we can't, put on the itinerary, that you're going to meet people, local people that you could possibly, stay in contact with the rest of your life. It really ends like that sometimes.
Yeah, you definitely can make some great contacts with people. It's good to make contacts with people, lock in with them on WhatsApp and say, yeah, when I get back out there, I'm gonna holler at you, and all of that. So, but like I say, y'all don't realize like how much goes into the tour business. Like I said, God bless y'all and elders who do it, because I couldn't do it. Oh Lord, no, I couldn't do it. But this is the deal. Let's say some people, want to go and they like it. They want to get acclimated. For instance, I saw like that time we asked about that cake for my grandson. It was my grandson's birthday. So you're talking about the cake. So for instance, we saw a big opportunity. I told my wife, I said, look, when you finish this brick and mortar here, you need to go establish one over there, big time, right? So now, I know in some other countries, you need a citizen from that country to be a part of the business. From what I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, you can create a business in South Africa and don't need a South African citizen on there?
Yeah, for the most part, you can. It all depends on from what I understand, because I'm still, learning. It all depends on the size of the business and so forth. But if you want to start your own business, you can. Another thing too, what you could do, you can actually have your business registered in the U.S., but then you can operate here in South Africa as well. You just would have to register with SARS. It was just the South African Revenue Service. So because you're going to be collecting what they call a value added tax, or VAT, from whoever you're doing business with, and then they're going to want you to pay that VAT to South Africa. So at that point, how can I say it? That's what they do. But as far as scaling up, I'm not really familiar with that part. But as far as starting a business, the best thing to do is, like, when you're here and whatever you're trying to do, just start talking to people. I mean, everybody's pretty connected together, because they're on like 1 or 2 degrees of separation between the guy at the top and at the bottom. So for information, you just start talking to people. They'll tell you exactly what you need to do. You're an American, so they want you here. You're Black, and they want to work with you. For the most part, they want to work with you. So you're going to have to, maybe put your resume down and just start having conversations, start talking. And once you start talking, you'll be surprised how many people come out of the woodworks to say, hey, we got this brother from the US. He's trying to do X, Y, and Z. How can we help? And then that's basically how it works. That's what I've seen.
Yeah, and what I've always told the audience is, I'm more so on the guys of just knowing the dynamics on the continent itself. It's better to go there and bring jobs, create jobs there, than more so trying to look for a job. I think you'll be more successful, and people would appreciate you, a lot more, because you're bringing something to the table.
Yeah, exactly. Like us, we bring, it's so many things that happen. Like, for example, your tour. A lot of people are going to be working. We're going to need extra this, extra that. Some of the vendors that we're going to use will bring in extra people. You guys, a lot of people are going to drop tips and so forth. The people who are taking care of the rooms, the wait staff, the people that are behind the desk. I mean, all these things are plussed up when we bring in groups. So it really, like I said, people are working. People are going to be working. So that's why with our company, we are consistently and constantly bringing people to South Africa. I mean, we constantly got people coming in. I mean, we just don't do it in a group. We do individuals. We got families. It could be 8 people saying, hey, I want to explore South Africa, and they come and we sort all that out for them. And I mean, unfortunately, that's money that pumped into the economy, and it goes into the tourism, space, because tourism is one of the biggest economic drivers here. I mean, I can't stress that enough. And that's why I'm like, if we're going to make a difference here, here in South Africa, particularly, if we can spend money here in South Africa as tourists, I mean, that will go a long way. And they notice these types of things because they actually count this stuff when you coming through the gate.
They do.
They count it. They like, okay, people are coming. There are more people coming. And then now that more people coming, they know that we're spending money. So, I mean, there's in the aspect of rands, I mean, your tour alone is probably going to generate, and this is money that we can't count, meaning that tips and people purchasing things, because people are going to purchase things. If it's nothing less than just some souvenirs, I mean, it's going to be, millions of rands that just from your trip alone, that's going to be generated. And a lot of those rands are going to go to people who are working in these positions who probably wasn't working before, the trip. But what happens is, like, for example, your trip is in April of 2024. The people that we're working with, they know, and they're gonna be prepared. They're gonna be prepared for what we need.
Yeah, so, and you believe it or not, like, even, like, because I just enjoy doing this, but like you have a great waiter, waitress, tipping them, right? Because it's like, because I learned something new about South Africa that I did not know. But like when we went to the signature restaurant you had told us about, and the one sister from Zimbabwe I talked to, she did such a great job. And what I ended up doing was giving her like $100 US tip, because the sister did such a great job. She was just, she told me her story, like why she came from Zimbabwe. And I tell people all the time, when even some of our South African brothers and sisters that watch, is that the reason why people are coming is because of the sanctions that the Western powers put on Zimbabwe. Robert Mugabe has been gone. He's been gone now. You know what I'm saying? And you still having sanctions on them. So it makes it hard. It's like over here, the Venezuelans are coming up here because of the sanctions of the US, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. So the sister telling me her situation, and I gave him the tip. I'm not thinking nothing of it, but they all were just making a big deal about it, because I think it ended up being like about 1,800 rand, and they were just like looking and pointing and all that. Like every time we would give something, we would give $25. We kind of tip the same like in America, so we'll give you $25, $40, like whatever. And anywhere we went, boy, they was happy. They was happy with that,
But the thing is, when you do that, Phil, we appreciate it because it's going directly into their hands, and they can make use of that immediately. So you're helping out whole families, whether you know it or not. You're really injecting money into the economy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one thing I did learn, at least I think, about signature, or maybe it's like that all over, that when you put it on a credit card, it's like they get paid with the beginning of the month or the end of the month.
And
end of month. Yeah, they call it end of month.
Okay, and then they have to spread it out to everybody?
Yeah, everybody who's working, they take all the tips, like whatever was captured in tips. And then if let's say it's 30 wait staff, they take all that money and then they have to divide it equally. So that's why sometimes it's just best just to, if we can, and we do tell our tourists, hey, if you can go to the ATM, get money out the ATM, which you can. And then of course you get the best exchange rate because you're going to ATM versus going to those places where you exchange money. They give you a depressed number.
I win with them places though.
Okay.
I win every time.
How?
Them exchange places, I win all the time, because when they tell me, I like, that's not the exchange rate. The exchange rate is this. So they have to come up every time with me. I'm like, okay, well, don't worry about it. I'll leave. Like, okay, wait. It don't matter what country I've been to. I don't play with them because I already know what the exchange rate is before I even get up there. See, I think a lot of people don't know what the rate is before they get up there, so they kind of just take whatever they give them.
Yep. And I've seen people they tell us, I went and I exchanged this much money and I got this. What do you think? And I'm like, you could have went to the ATM and got the exchange rate, and had that money in your hand to spend. But we generally like to just, tell our people so they can, give proper tips, like, for example, 100 rands. 100 rands is a good tip. 100 rands is roughly about $4.5, almost $5 US. and for us, that's not a lot of money as far as, tipping. But I mean, that's a good tip. I mean, that's pretty good. And of course, you can always, add up on that. All depend on, how you feel your service was. And if you feel like your service is good, you're probably going to give, based off what you order, 200, maybe even 300 Rand.
Or you can do percentages too, 10, 15, 20%. We always say just go with what your heart tells you to do. If they do a good job, already add something to it. Like just give them a good tip, because they really are service oriented, and they deserve it.
They do. They do.
Yeah, and they, like I said, they always be so nice. So we was talking about that, me and my wife, the other day, how they were just so nice. Nobody was mean, rolling their eyes, or the food was good. So we just commit to that whatever we give here in the U.S., we're giving, anywhere we go. So that means it benefits them. So now what I know is that, okay, the cash I'm gonna take out is gonna be more so just for the tipping. But exactly. Like y'all had told me that time, no, just you can use your credit card, whatever else, but just when it comes to tipping, just and that's a good thing, because some African countries you can't be swiping your card like that. In South Africa you can.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
Just minus American Express a lot of times. Just letting y'all know that your Amex numbers.
Yes.
Well, the fees for you American Express is pretty high as a merchant, so they won't accept it.
Yeah. So let's get to that itinerary, Dr. LaTasha. Since you had mentioned that earlier, let's walk us through it. What are they going to experience?
Oh goodness, that's a lot. Let's see.
What are they flying out of? Let's start there. Atlanta or Newark?
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, I love that flight. Is that the Delta flight?
It is.
The Delta. Right into Joe.
Oh, that's beautiful. Because last time I went to the Sky Club and hung out for a little while, and then I got to get on the flight.
Big timer.
Hey man, the Delta Sky Club is nice.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, he just told you the Delta Sky Club is nice. So I like to tell people that all of our services include obviously upscale transportation. So obviously your flight's going to be included. So it will be an economy flight. From Atlanta to Johannesburg. It will be a direct flight. Because this trip includes Durban, the domestic flight from Johannesburg to Durban and Durban back to Johannesburg will be included as well. You're going to get, stay at a boutique hotel, 4 or 5 star hotel. You're going to get breakfast every day. Most of your tours are going to have lunch included. If not, that will be noted on the itinerary. It's going to be some upscale dinners included. When you get to Durban, there'll be beach access, so that's going to be nice.
Yeah.
And then when we just I'm not going to go day by day because I think that would be a little convoluted.
Yeah, but they will be going to Soweto.
But they are going to go to Soweto,
which is very nice.
The Apartheid Museum, and they'll get to go to lunch at one of the few Black-owned restaurants that's in Soweto. But she's a Soweto native, and she moved away and came back, and she has a beautiful restaurant that you guys are going to enjoy. Rooftop access, beautiful view, all the things that South Africa offers there. And let's see, what else do we have on here for you guys? There's going to be a safari. Obviously, we have to do a safari. It's a full day. So you'll go out there, you'll have lunch, you'll do a safari in the morning, and then you'll do a couple other hours drive after the end, and then you come back and relax that night after that. For those of you that like shopping, there will be some shopping included. I'll give specific instructions for those that want to shop, because what you want to make sure you do is keep all your receipts. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get closer to the trip, as to like why you need to keep your receipts, because Mark mentioned value-added tax. And as a non-citizen of South Africa, they give you the value-added tax back to you in your currency when you leave if you've done any shopping. It does exclude food, but most people like to buy cute souvenirs, clothes, those types of things. You can't get that stuff back.
Now, Phil, you went shopping when you was here, right?
You did a lot of shopping.
Oh, yeah. My wife bought some heels, and she bought a lot of stuff.
Excellent. And then we're going to have to visit the most famous and the richest square mile in all of Africa, Stanton City. So we're going to go to Stanton City. You're going to go to some Mandela Square, which has the big statue of Mandela that everyone likes to take pictures of. You'll get to go there. And then we're going to enjoy some nice cocktails on another rooftop bar before you guys head out for that evening. So that will be most of what's going to happen in Johannesburg. And then in Durban, it gets to be a little bit more restful, more shopping's included, which you'll have the option to do. There's 2 different places you guys can go to for that. You're going to go on a Discover.
But the shopping experience at the Oceans Mall, it's a brand new mall. They got a whole new Diamond Walk area.
It's called Platinum Walk.
It's called Platinum Walk.
Yeah.
This place, it's pretty nice. And then you'll be able to, shop. And then of course, if you want upmarket stuff, things are there. And then of course they got, restaurants down there, really nice restaurants.
Lots of restaurants.
Yeah, some of my favorite restaurants. And then of course, Signatures opened up a restaurant in Durban. It's fairly new.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we went to the premiere, and it's top notch as you would expect.
Yeah, Signature got some good food. Yeah, they got some good food. Yeah, yeah. That brother and his staff be throwing down over there.
Oh yeah. Desmond, he's a good friend of ours. So we got invited to the premiere. But like I said, all that is in that area. And then what else, Tasha?
You're gonna get to do a what we call a Discover Durban tour, and that pretty much takes you to all of the highlights in Durban, things that you want to know. So you'll get to go see all of that, and then there will be a boat cruise and a Zulu experience, which is mandatory because you're going to be in basically Zulu land in KwaZulu-Natal. So that's a must. And then after that, you will get a chance to have a day where you do nothing, where you can actually leave your hotel and walk straight down to the beach. So I have to give you a beach day. It would be so wrong of me not to give you a day at the beach, especially when you're going to be right off the Indian Ocean with that warm breeze when you guys are coming. So you'll have a nice down day. Those people that want to continue to go shopping, they'll have the option on that day as well. And then of course you guys will have to leave the following day. So
yeah, and I'm warning y'all ahead of time with their tours. You will be tired in the evening. You're not going to do nothing to sleep. I'm warning y'all. If take you drink you, eat your Wheaties or whatever you got to do in the morning, but you won't be tired. Because I mean, even my family, they're like, "Oh Lord, we need a day to sleep. We just doing here, there." They had a good time. Oh yeah. Y'all gonna be tired. Trust me.
I think it's funny that you say that because, we've been doing this for quite some time now. And the way our tours are set up, it's like a little bit in the morning, rest in the afternoon. And we have people that are like, no, I don't want to rest. I want to hit the ground running. I'm like, I promise you by day 3, you're going to sleep. You're going to sleep late and you're going to miss your next tour. Like, just trust me when I tell you, you're going to need at least a half day up to 2 days to acclimate. And we put those stop gaps in place for like, if we can't give you a full 2 days to rest, I'm going to have you do an activity and then let you rest, because I understand and know, because of as long as we've been doing this, you're going to need that time. So thank you for saying that, that you will need that time to rest.
Oh yeah. It don't matter how much energy you got, how much coffee you drink, you're gonna need that one day. When we got to Cape Town, you're like, okay, we want to chill. We just want to chill for a minute. We good, man. We good. But the weather, okay, because I know what the weather is in Cape Town, so I've been twice. But how's the weather in Durban? Is it? Because I heard Durban is like almost like more so like a Miami, from what I heard.
Yeah, it's a little bit more humid, and it's very noticeable because it's super dry in Johannesburg. So we're here all the time. So from time to time, probably more times than not, we go to Durban. Obviously, to me, Durban is my second favorite city, but that's just my choice. Yeah. I think that's hers as well. So we like going to Durban for all that it offers and whatnot. And one of them is the weather. It's absolutely amazing. It's a little bit more humid. It's probably not Texas humid, but it's up there. It gets pretty humid here. In Durban. But again, you get a nice breeze coming off that ocean. I mean, that Indian Ocean. It's an equalizer. I can say that, and so forth. So even when it's in Fahrenheit 90-95 degrees, it doesn't feel that bad, simply because First of all, there's vendors everywhere that you can always get as we like to say, a cool drink. But
Mhm.
then, like I said, there's always some levels of a breeze coming through. So it works out. It works out very well. Then at night it cools down pretty nicely. So yeah, it's really good. So we love it. I
Well,
can say
is the water still cold around that time?
no, April, no.
No, I mean, and because it's the Indian Ocean, it's never going to feel like the Atlantic. So
Yeah.
cold is going to be.
Okay. Because in Cape Town, we went in March, the water was still cold.
No, the water's always cold in Cape Town.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
cold.
It's cold.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's cold a lot down there. But in Durban, it warms up a little bit. You can actually get in the water as if you was on the East Coast or maybe in the Gulf Coast where you are now.
We were there in August, which is basically the end of our winter, and there were people in the water in August because it is warmer, and that's our winter, and they were in the water in August.
All right. That sounds good. Like I said, we had some things that maybe was shut down that one day. You know, the EFF had a protest and all that national day. That was interesting that day. I said, boy, we here when they have a protest. Awesome. Well, I support it. I support it. Fight for your rights. But outside of that, has everything gotten better with load shedding?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's actually has. I guess they decided to, they decided they've been suspending a lot of the load shedding. The only thing I can say that's really came positive about is that a lot of people have invested in solar, and backup systems. So a lot of people, there's less people on the grid, and I think a lot of people don't realize that South Africa is growing so fast that everybody's plugging into it, so the grid can't keep up, but they are making a way to get it all sorted out. But yes, it's gotten much better. Yes.
Yeah, because even one girl, shout out sister one girl, she's saying Kenya, at least where she lives, she don't get a warning on the app say, hey, from this time to this time it's gonna be down. So at least if they gave me that warning, then I could do what I need to do. I'm cool. Then it goes back. Cause that's how it was. I think when we went to Cape Town, you go to that ESCOM app, they tell you exactly what stage, how long, was an hour and a half. It wasn't too long, but while I was staying there, they had solar, so I just flipped the switch. But that was cool, and it came right back like they said it did to the minute. Came right back on.
Yeah. It's actually well, if you have to have it, load shedding or something to that effect, it's managed, very well. Even if something changes, because sometimes, let's say for example, they might say, stage 2 load shedding, and then you might have 2 hours during the day. But if things get better, during that day, they will downgrade it to a 1 real quick and say, hey, instead of 2 hours, we're going to do 1 hour, and so forth. So it's gotten really, good for us. Particularly, we've noticed so many people that have just said, you know what, let me get solar panels on my house. And it's not as regulated as, from what I understand, the states is, but people are rocking with solar panels, and I think people are liking that better because obviously your bill is a lot lower. And of course, then you can control how much power you want by just buying these lithium batteries like we have. We have lithium batteries, and so it works.
Yeah, that sounds good. But like I say, South Africa is definitely one of the places I want to get my first property outside the United States. I already said that. I've seen some spots, whether it's a home for just for us, or just I saw some condos for sale to Leonardo. Like shoot, it just
have those there.
Yeah. Because when I went to that Leonardo and saw some of them condos, the guy showed me and said, okay, I got to get one of these. I say, because I know I can make a bag off of this. I think Santon is nice, but expect American prices in Santon. I'm letting y'all know that. Don't think that, I'm just in South Africa, I'm gonna save money now. In Santon, you're not.
It's a different ball game.
It is Santon.
Yeah, it really is. But Mark, tell people, like, okay, they now they hear it. Okay, how can they get the information? How can they sign up?
Okay, it's very simple. A lot of people have already, believe it or not, have reached out to us. They sent
really? Off the postings?
just off of that, just so all they have to do is just hit us up at info@therealsouthafrica.com, just expressing, your, concern about coming on this trip with you. And then once they do that, then we will reply with all the information that they need, and so forth, and then how they can go ahead and book the trip. And then of course we got payment plans, for the trip and whatnot. So we'll let them know what the deposit is, and then what they have to pay in installments, to get on the trip. And that's pretty much it. But once they put their deposit down, they can go ahead and count themselves on the trip, and then they can, enjoy Johannesburg and Durban on this one.
Yes, and definitely serious inquiries only. If you put a deposit down, then you're going to go. Because I just want to make sure we put this out here, serious inquiries only, because I don't need people to pay for a tour and call Mark and say, hey, I want my refund back. But Mark got contingency plans for everything, so I don't worry about him.
Right. Deposits are non-refundable anyway. So
yeah.
There you go. Because boy, I've seen people try to do that, and it don't. No. So we just want people to go and have a good time, right? It's payment plans. I think it's a good time to start now, because you got some time, right? You can ask for time off from work. I always say take your kids. Please take your kids. It's nothing like having your kids have that kind of experience. I'm just telling you as a parent. Take your kids, even your grown kids. I took my daughters, was a grown, right? And I still laugh at the little video I got of my daughter, her and the ostrich getting into it. It was kind of funny, whatever. But yeah, the ostrich didn't attack her, but he was all coming next to her because it took something out of her hand. It was funny. She was trying to ball up her fist at him, or whatever. It was funny. But experiences like that you'll never forget with your family, and that just makes it all worth it. So make sure you go to the email and let them know, hey, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to put my deposit down for me and the whole family, grandma, cousin, and my mammy, and everybody.
Yeah, no, but it should fill up, because, like I said, you just put the posting out, and we haven't even put this video out, and we've gotten several people that are expressing interest. Obviously, everybody won't come, but a good number of those will come, and then as time go on. But like I said, I know I can tell the people that came last time, they had a really good time. In all reports that we've gotten, and a lot of them had never been to Africa. And just like you said earlier, this was a great landing spot to come. And so they really appreciate the fact that we did that. And then, of course, we had a nice little reception. Everybody came through. You came through. You met everybody. You talk with everybody. They got a chance to see the creator of the African Diaspora News Channel and the whole nine. So it was a good event. It was a great event, when we really appreciate having the opportunity to put that together properly.
And there'll be some surprises too. I can't give everything away. But there'll be some surprises.
Believe her when she say it, folks. Believe her. Like don't just take it lightly what she's just telling you. I'm telling you just from experience. Just believe what she's telling you. Yeah. So definitely.
If anybody,
I'm definitely excited for all of y'all. Let's go on and try to get this tour sold out in a month. Let's try to get that done. Get them deposits in. You can pay your payment plans. Don't twiddle your thumb. How many of y'all write me, when's the next tour? Well, do it now.
This is the next
Joe
tour.
Biden. Do it now, right? Get acclimated, get signed in, and all payments go to them. Don't ask me about money. I don't know about deposits. It's through them. I'm letting y'all know that ahead of time.
Yep, that's what we do. And then, and at the same time too, we just wanted to try to plug this in. We do have a joint venture with this with the African Pride Store.com, AfricanPrideStore.com. So obviously you go to Africa, so we need to start showing our pride and start wearing the shirts that show the country that we represent. So if we're looking at hey, I've been to Ghana, I like Ghana, then you can go to the AfricanPrideStore.com and get that as well. If you like Tanzania, you can get a shirt to represent that wherever you live. And it's a good joint venture for us, and so I think that that's something that people would be interested in if they just go to to the AfricanPrideStore.com, they will be shocked of what they see. And then they can start walking around and being prideful of being, you know, either going to Africa or being African.
All right. Definitely thank y'all for joining us today and giving this information. We make sure to put that link down there, the bottom down there with the email. Please email today. Get your deposits in. What are we looking like? The deposits amount on that? Is it what is it 10% or what are we looking like on deposit?
20%.
Yeah, it's gonna be 20% of the total cost.
Okay, 20%. All right,
Yeah.
but like I said, y'all gonna get way more than what you paid for. I'm telling you, especially being 10 days, correct?
Yep.
10 days.
Yeah, 10 days.
Yeah, 10 days. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be good, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, thank you, you know, Mark and Dr. LaTasha for, you know, being up late with us. This, you know, this a little late for y'all over there in South Africa. And yeah, can't wait to see y'all, you know, happy people, you know, once again.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Thank you.